morning! It is 6:30 a.m. and I am about to head to Abu Dhabi airport because I'm in Abu Dhabi, and we are flying home after 3 months. And Andy here, Andy's World Journeys. We're taking Etihad business class Abu Dhabi to Melbourne. Let's see what it's like. And as we take a little drive through Abu Dhabi to get to the airport, you'll see it's actually quite an impressive sort of city. And you'll also notice when we take off there are some impressive views from the air as well. This will be my first ever flight on Etihad. If you're wondering how I've managed to do all these business class flights in 2023, the answer is simply on points. I couldn't possibly afford to pay for any of these flights, but frequent flight points have been a godsend. This flight on Etihad I booked through Velocity Points, which is linked to Virgin Australia. 104,000 points plus a couple of $100 in tax, and I get to fly business class from Abu Dhabi back home to Melbourne. If you're interested in learning a bit more about how I fly on points, I am planning on doing a video on how I managed 4 business class flights on points in 2023. As we approach Abu Dhabi airport, now's a great time to click like and subscribe to the channel. Your support means a lot, so thanks. Well folks, here we are at Abu Dhabi airport. We're wanting Terminal 3. And here we are. Seems like they have a separate entrance for business class. That's different. I am business class, yeah. Is check-in? Yeah. Okay. Separate check-in for business class. Oh wow. My goodness me. Separate check-in for business class. Well folks, I'm all checked in. It took 2 minutes and now we've got to go through security, but business class has got its own lane here complete. Like I didn't even go into the general departure area, so it's kind of well, I mean, it's much easier, isn't it? Hey there, I am all checked in. I'm all set to go to the gate soonish. I am in the Etihad Lounge here at Abu Dhabi Airport, and it's quite a cramped airport out there, but in here it's wonderful. And yeah, I really enjoyed the experience of going through a different door when you enter the airport. Makes it all much easier. The flight today to Melbourne will be, the flight number is EY462, and the flight time is probably about 13.5 to 14 hours to Melbourne. Yeah, anyway, let's have a quick look at the lounge before we move on to the gate. Here is one of the breakfast buffets. Lots of different choices here. Dips, bread, croissants, pain au chocolat, pikelets. And over here, more stuff. It's a great spread. Scrambled eggs, sausages, cheese, and much more. This is just a small corner of the lounge. See over here we have a second breakfast buffet. How awesome is that, hey? Over here, a bar, just space, space, and more space. Just wonderful. This is definitely one of the better business class lounges out there. It's not quite Qatar in Doha, but it's pretty impressive. The only thing it's missing is a runway view of the planes. So lovely. Hello and welcome to business class in Etihad. This here is my seat, 8A. Lots and lots of space. A little cubicle of my own, hey? Looking very good. Okay folks, where we are seated. Here we go, we can have a look. We've got a screen there. Loads and loads of space. I'll be stowing my bag above later. And let's have a look. I'm guessing that this is... There you go. It's a fair sized table for those who need it. And you do. Hang something there. Lots of options there. It's a touchscreen TV, but over here we also have alternative things, alternative way to control it. Is that a mirror? Oh, look at that. Look, you can adjust the cushion firmness. And we've got a couple of OOSPs.
يجب الآن إغلاق جميع الأجهزة الإلكترونية والهواتف المشتركة واختيار وضعية الاستخدام أثناء الطيران.
Down there we have a power outlet as well.
Thank you.
And today we're on a Boeing 787-9. So the distance is just over 7,300 miles. I don't know what that is in kilometres. 1.6. About 12,000 kilometres we're going to travel. Yeah. Well, hey there. Well, we have taken off. We are in the sky, and there is an announcement. We are on our way to Melbourne. Apparently the travel time is only just over 12 hours, 12 hours 5, 12 hours 10. I think we've got a bit of a tailwind. We're going to be crossing sort of over the southern tip of India and then sort of straight down towards a Melbourne town. The meal service, really interesting. The meal service is anytime you want it, apparently, and you have a selection, a la carte selection of what you can actually order, and you just order it when you want in business class instead of having set times, which is kind of good because then you can work out when you're going to sleep. What else can I tell you? Oh, here's something great. They have the Muppets on their entertainment system. Wi-Fi. Yes, Wi-Fi is available, but you do have to pay for it, which I kind of think is like, does it really cost them anything to supply Wi-Fi? I don't know. Maybe it does. I don't know. I just think, especially in business class, it should be complimentary. Anywho, I'm going to settle into the flight. A bit later, I guess I'll order lunch. Yeah, I'm going to settle into what will hopefully be a very comfortable flight. It's laugh time, it's laugh time. Let's check out the laugh time. It's got lots of mirrors everywhere. You can see that I've still got some hair. Yes, spacious. Spacious and clean. Simple, but all you need. folks, I've got a bit of lunch here. It might be the only meal I have actually. I don't see the point in stuffing myself. I want to get some good sleep soon. So I've gone with apparently their signature dish, which is this steak sandwich with some bread and butter. And I might have some dessert, I don't know. Anyway, I'll let you know. And a cherry chart, because why not? Well folks, we've apparently crossed the equator, which means we are nearly halfway there. There's the view out there, the Pacific Ocean below, and light is starting to fade. In Melbourne it's already into the evening, and that means it's time to try and get some sleep. I would really like to get 5 hours out of the last 6.5 if I can, because it would sort of at least be nighttime in Melbourne. Anyway, the food was pretty nice. Yeah, enjoyed the food. The service has been fantastic. The seat is ultra spacious, quite comfortable. I'm about to put it down as a bed actually, so I suppose I should show you that. And then that'll be it until I guess we wake up in the morning, and we're due in shortly after 4 a.m. So I don't know. There's not much worse times to arrive somewhere. Well, I'm almost flat here, and all I have to do is make it dark. Good night. Well, good morning to you. The time is 3:37 Melbourne time, and we are due down in 35 minutes, and it's a little bit bumpy. Sorry. Very hard to hold this giant camera steady. I hope you appreciate that. I've had a little bit of sleep on and off, watched a movie, watched some TV, just normal stuff. And there's absolutely nothing out there, as you can see, except my reflection. But hopefully we'll see something on landing. Welcome to Melbourne, Tullamarine Airport. We made it. It's been a long flight, so I think the more appropriate thing would be to wrap it up once I get back home, and maybe after some sleep. Howdy all. Yep, I'm home safely here. It's a couple of days later after my Etihad flight home. And I guess I've got to try and find some words to summarise the experience of a business class flight over, it was only 12 hours 10. We had quite the tailwind to take us back to Melbourne. But look, in the first half of 2023, I have travelled business class on Qatar, on Singapore, on Etihad and on Emirates. I found the experiences a bit hard to split. Etihad have the thing where they will bring you food when you want it rather than at certain meal times, which, might be something that you would appreciate. I don't know that it made a lot of difference for me. It meant that I didn't overeat, actually, which was great. And the food I just had the steak sandwich really, but it was good. It was a good, I thought the staff were really, really good on that flight actually. So really high marks to the staff. And I think as someone who hasn't traditionally flown business class much, but takes quite a few flights, I'm already thinking about how hard it would be to go back to economy on a long haul flight now, because it really made a difference. And Etihad, you entered the airport by a business class entry, and you had your own check-in desk, and you went through security through your own security and customs, and that way it was expedited, it was fast, it was stress-free. You realise when you usually travel economy class and then you move to business class, you just realise that the economy travel experience is really quite stressful. There is a real pointed difference between the way you get treated when you travel in economy and the way you get treated when you're in business class. In Melbourne, we had quite a long wait for our bags. I waited over an hour. The business class and the attendant baggage was the last that got offloaded in Melbourne, and I was standing with the attendants waiting for our bags, as about 75% of the flight had already got theirs and gone, all the economy passengers. And I don't mind so much as a business, flying business class and having to wait. But I don't think it's fair that the attendants have to wait for theirs, because, as they said, they've got to get out. They've got to go and have some rest, because in some circumstances they may only have a matter of hours to turn around and then fly on another long flight. So I think it's only reasonable that at least the attendant luggage is prioritised. And that's I believe Qantas are responsible for ground staff and baggage stuff. So anyway, it was quite disappointing all in all. Otherwise, look, Etihad business class was just as good as any other business class I've travelled. It was a comfortable seat. It was a very spacious seat. Very, very happy with the space. Very, very happy with the entertainment options. Yeah, so huge double thumbs up for Etihad and the business class. Thank you for joining me. Take care wherever you are in the world. May the journey never end.